This tutorial addresses how Bookshare can support reading instruction across the tiers of a response to intervention (RTI) framework or multi-tiered system of support (MTSS), with a focus on vocabulary and comprehension. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will use RTI and MTSS interchangeably. In the previous video, we presented content on ways to support phonological awareness and fluency development using Bookshare. In this video, we discuss how vocabulary development occurs when readers begin to understand that written words correspond to the words they encounter every day in spoken language. Vocabulary development is a critical building block for comprehension because too many new or difficult words make it impossible for readers to gain overall understanding of text. Readers increase their vocabulary through direct and indirect instruction. Indirect instruction in vocabulary occurs when we learn new words by listening and speaking in conversations and reading independently. This type of instruction relies on readers making connections between new words and the context in which they are used. Although indirect vocabulary instruction happens for learners of all ages, young readers may need to be explicitly taught new vocabulary words, especially if the words are critical to understanding the main idea of a text or if the vocabulary words are linked to content. OutLoud and WebReader allow students to look up unfamiliar words through a web dictionary. In WebReader, students can highlight the unfamiliar word and right-click on it to look it up within Google. While the word itself can be read aloud, students would need a screen reader in order to read the full definition. In Read Out Loud, students can also highlight unfamiliar words and select the dictionary tool from the toolbar. The dictionary function appears as an image of an open book. Once a student selects this feature, they are automatically redirected to a web-based dictionary, which opens in a separate tab in the Read Out Loud program. This allows the full definition to be read through the software program. Read Out Loud also provides a place for students to actively take notes from the Open Dictionary tab so they can type the definition they just looked up. This Note tab continues to appear when they move back to the open book. Additionally, Read Out Loud has a built-in vocabulary study outline feature. This can be added to the Notes tab by clicking Outline and Add Outline from the toolbar. Under the outline options, there are 3 files, one of which is titled Vocabulary Study. This outline allows students to fill out information about specific words, including what they think it means, an expert definition, synonyms and antonyms, use in a sentence, and ways to remember the term. Comprehension is the interaction that happens between reader and text. Readers with highly developed comprehension skills are purposeful, active, and aware of the intentional thinking process that occurs during reading. Readers use a wide variety of strategies, often simultaneously, to create meaning from text, including using prior knowledge, summarizing, questioning, and predicting. Young readers first start to develop text comprehension by hearing stories read aloud and then engaging in active reading strategies like questioning and predicting. As young readers transition from learning to read to reading to learn, it is critical that they have the phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, and vocabulary skills necessary to independently access the text. For students that struggle to decode, simply providing access to text in an alternative format or multimodal format with Read Out Loud features may allow them to access higher-level text and develop content knowledge. Read Out Loud provides a number of tools that allow students to engage with text. Based on the content within text, Students can highlight and take notes to further explore content and themes. Within the toolbar, there are 3 different highlighter colors that indicate different levels of text. The highlighted text then appears in the note page. There, the student can leave the quoted text or type to take a note. Students can add notes either related to highlighted text or unrelated by clicking the paper and pencil icon in the toolbar. Read Out Loud also provides 2 outlines that can be accessed from the same location as the vocabulary study. One is a story map outline for fiction text, which allows students to identify themes, characters, and setting. The second is for nonfiction and includes a place for students to identify the main idea and supporting details. Teachers can also use the highlighting and note-taking capacities in Read Out Loud to develop assignments or prompts for students directly in books that the student is reading. These tools provide a way for students to interact deeply with content. The 5 components of reading are phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. It is important to remember that readers do not develop skills in these 5 components in a strictly linear fashion. While early elementary reading instruction focuses heavily on developing phonemic awareness and phonics skills, young readers are also simultaneously developing fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension skills. Having solid foundational skills makes it easier for readers to develop vocabulary and comprehension skills, but it is possible for readers to develop skills at different rates across the 5 components. Using Bookshare, teachers can target skills and provide remedial instruction to support individual student needs. Bookshare can support interventions within the RTI framework by capitalizing on the interrelatedness of reading components and individual strengths to move students into their zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development, also known as ZPD, is the difference between what a learner can do without help and what he or she can do with help. The goal of instruction is to move learners from the what I can't do category to the what I can do category. The intermediate stage between non-mastery and independent mastery is the ZPD. In this stage, students are working toward independent mastery with guidance and support. When students are first learning a new skill or concept, they may require significant support. As the learner gains independence, the supports are gradually taken away until they can demonstrate independent mastery. Bookshare is a tool that can move students with print disabilities into their ZPD by removing barriers to access of text. To learn more about how Bookshare can support the other components of reading instruction, phonics, phonemic awareness, and fluency, please watch the companion video on those topics, which is available on the Bookshare website. To learn more about other Bookshare topics, see our website at www.bookshare.org and the YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/user/Bookshare team. Additional resources on RTI are available at the RTI Center, www.rti4success.org, and the National Center on Intensive Intervention at www.intensiveintervention.org. This project is supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs, Cooperative Agreement Number H327D1200002. Opinions expressed herein are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the position of the U.S. Department of Education.